In the hallowed halls of bodybuilding, where the pursuit of physical perfection becomes an obsession, certain names are not just remembered, they are etched into eternity. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, Dorian Yates. But among these giants, one man stands alone, a colossus who shattered records and redefined the very limits of human musculature and competitive dominance. He wasn't born into the glamorous spotlight of Venice Beach or the polished halls of fitness fame. His story began far from the adulation, forged instead in the grit of hard work, unwavering discipline, and an unyielding will to be the absolute best. My name is Tony, and this is the story of Ronald Dean Coleman, known universally as the King. The man who ascended to the pinnacle of bodybuilding, conquering the Mr. Olympia stage an astounding 8 consecutive times, a record he shares, but one that he, in many eyes, made his own. To truly understand the King, we must first journey back to his origins, to a place far removed from the dazzling lights of professional sports. Ronald Dean Coleman was born on May 13, 1964, in Monroe, Louisiana. His formative years were spent in Bastrop, Louisiana, a small, close-knit community where the values of hard work, commitment, and resilience were not just taught, but lived. From a young age, Ronnie exhibited a raw, undeniable athletic prowess, a natural strength that hinted at the prodigious power he would later unleash. His physical talents first found expression on the football field. He pursued his passion at Grambling State University, a historically black university in Grambling, Louisiana, a place steeped in tradition and athletic excellence. There, he played as a middle linebacker for the Grambling State Tigers. What's remarkable is that he joined the team as a walk-on, earning his spot through sheer grit and talent under the legendary Hall of Fame coach Eddie Robinson. This period in his life was absolutely crucial in shaping his discipline, his formidable work ethic, and his ability to push past pain barriers. Collegiate athletics, especially the demanding sport of football, instilled in him a relentless pursuit of excellence, a willingness to sacrifice, and the profound understanding that true success demanded unwavering commitment. It was on those fields that he learned not only the meaning of teamwork, but also the critical importance of individual contribution. He graduated in 1986, earning a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting, a qualification that, at the time, seemed to be his ticket to a stable, conventional career. However, the path after graduation was not immediately clear. The bright promise of an accounting career failed to materialize. Ronnie faced the common challenge of many college graduates, finding meaningful employment. He took a job at a Domino's pizza franchise, a far cry from the global stage he would later command. This was a period of genuine struggle. As he often recounted, he was so poor that he could barely afford to eat outside of work, relying on the complimentary pizzas provided by Domino's to sustain himself. This humble beginning, this period of scarcity, undoubtedly sharpened his resolve and instilled an even deeper appreciation for hard-earned success. But destiny, it seems, had a different plan for Ronald Dean Coleman. In 1989, seeking more stability and a solid career path, he became a police officer in Arlington, Texas. He served the community diligently, protecting and serving, often working long hours. He would continue in this role as an officer until 2000 and as a reserve officer until 2003, even as his bodybuilding career began its meteoric ascent. It was within the police department that a pivotal encounter took place. A fellow officer, Gustavo Arrieta, himself an amateur bodybuilder, recognized the extraordinary physique hidden beneath Ronnie's police uniform. Arrieta saw the raw, almost unbelievable muscularity already present in Ronnie's frame, despite his relatively modest, powerlifting-focused training background. Arietta introduced him to Metroflex Gym in Arlington, a legendary institution owned by amateur bodybuilder Brian Dobson. Metroflex was not a gleaming chrome and mirror commercial gym. It was a hardcore, no-frills dungeon where true strength was forged in sweat and iron. This environment, raw and unpretentious, perfectly suited Ronnie's no-nonsense approach to training. Dobson, with a keen eye for potential, quickly recognized Coleman's unique genetics and incredible work ethic. He made an offer that would change Ronnie's life forever, a free lifetime membership to Metroflex Gym if he agreed to allow Dobson to train him for the upcoming 1990 Mr. Texas bodybuilding competition. The allure of free, serious training at such a renowned gym was all the motivation Ronnie needed. The dormant seeds of a bodybuilding legend were about to germinate. Ronnie Coleman entered that Mr. Texas show in 1990, and in a remarkable testament to his raw talent and quick adaptation, he not only won first place in both the heavyweight and overall categories, but he also managed to defeat Brian Dobson himself, his own trainer. This immediate taste of competitive victory, of standing atop the podium, ignited an unquenchable fire within him. He was hooked. His progression from that point was incredibly swift, almost unheard of in the demanding world of bodybuilding. Later that same year, he competed at the NPC Nationals, securing a respectable third place in the heavyweight division. The very next year, 1991, marked a pivotal moment. Coleman officially turned professional. He again competed at the NPC Nationals, placing fourth in the heavyweight division. But his true breakthrough came when he decisively won the 1991 IFBB World Amateur Championships heavyweight division. This monumental victory earned him his coveted IFBB Pro card. In an astonishingly short span of just 2 years from his serious immersion into bodybuilding, Ronald Dean Coleman was no longer just an amateur. He was a full-fledged IFBB professional bodybuilder, ready to contend with the sport's elite. His early professional years, from 1992 to 1997, were a period of intense learning, grueling refinement, and a slow, deliberate climb to the top. The pro circuit was a different beast entirely, a global stage populated by seasoned veterans and burgeoning stars. His first participation at the Mr. Olympia contest in 1992, held in Helsinki, Finland, saw him finish in a humble yet perhaps telling 16th place, dead last. It was a stark introduction to the unforgiving nature of the sport's highest level. He continued to compete throughout 1992, placing 14th at the Night of Champions and 11th at the Chicago Pro Championships, steadily gaining experience. In 1993, while he didn't compete at the Mr. Olympia, he continued his relentless pursuit of improvement, participating in numerous Grand Prix events across Europe and North America, consistently placing in the top 6. These were years of grinding work, where Ronnie was meticulously refining his physique, learning from the best, and pushing his body to unimaginable limits, often traveling by train due to financial constraints, a true testament to his dedication. By the 1994 Mr. Olympia held in Atlanta, Georgia, Coleman had improved his placing slightly to 15th. The bodybuilding landscape was rapidly changing, with Dorian Yates pushing the boundaries of mass and conditioning to unprecedented levels. Ronnie, ever the competitor, responded by further increasing the weights and intensity of his workouts, constantly participating in powerlifting competitions. 1995 marked a significant turning point. Coleman won his first professional show, the 1995 Canada Pro Cup. This breakthrough victory proved he could win at the pro level. He also saw a steady improvement at the Mr. Olympia, moving up to 11th place. He consistently secured top 6 placings in a multitude of international shows that year, including the French, Russian, and Ukrainian Grand Prix events, as well as the Night of Champions. In 1996, at the Mr. Olympia in Chicago, Coleman broke into the top tier, finishing 6th and earning $12,000. He once again triumphed at the Canada Pro Cup, further cementing his reputation as a consistent winner. He also secured 2nd place at the Florida Pro Invitational and multiple top 5 finishes in Grand Prix events across England, Germany, and Spain, and a 2nd place at the Night of Champions. This period saw him competing prolifically, almost non-stop, traveling the world to gain experience and exposure. By 1997, Coleman's competitive schedule was grueling. He won the IFBB Russian Grand Prix and secured 3rd place at the Ironman Pro Invitational and the IFBB Finnish Grand Prix. However, a surprising setback occurred at the 1997 Mr. Olympia in Long Beach, California, where he dropped to 9th place. It was a bewildering result after years of steady improvement, and it served as a powerful catalyst. He also secured various other top 7 finishes in different Grand Prix events that year. This dip in his Olympia placing, though frustrating, would prove to be the final spark that ignited the uncontainable fire within him. He was a constant presence, a formidable competitor, but the world was not yet ready for the metamorphosis that was about to unfold. Then came 1998, the year everything changed. Dorian Yates, the legendary 6-time Mr. Olympia, had retired the previous year, leaving the most coveted title in bodybuilding wide open. The stage was set for a new champion to emerge, and speculation ran rampant. Flex Wheeler, with his unparalleled aesthetic beauty and flowing lines, was the overwhelming favorite. Kevin Levrone, with his charismatic stage presence and immense muscle. Nasser El-Sonbaty, known for his sheer mass, and Sean Ray, celebrated for his perfect symmetry, were all considered strong contenders. Ronnie Coleman, despite his consistent placings and powerful physique, was still seen as an outside bet, perhaps a top 3 finisher, but few predicted he would snatch the coveted Sandow Trophy. However, Coleman, fueled by years of relentless training, financial struggles, and that unwavering determination, had made dramatic, almost unbelievable improvements to his physique. He arrived at the 1998 IFBB Finnish Grand Prix with a package that stunned the entire industry. He decisively defeated both Kevin Levrone and Nasser El-Sonbaty, showcasing a wide and thick back development that immediately garnered recognition as arguably the best in the sport. Both of Coleman's back poses, the rear double biceps and the rear lat spread, from this competition rank among the greatest ever, as did his front double biceps. He continued this surge of momentum, winning the 1998 IFBB German Grand Prix, the Toronto Pro, and the Night of Champions. Levrone, a formidable competitor himself, famously remarked, "It was the beginning of the end. For me and every other bodybuilder, the warning shot had been fired." When Ronnie Coleman stepped onto the 1998 Mr. Olympia stage at Madison Square Garden in New York City, he was nothing short of a force of nature. Weighing a shredded 248 pounds, every muscle fiber seemed to pop with incredible detail and separation. He presented an unprecedented combination of sheer size, bone-dry conditioning, and striking vascularity. The initial murmurs in Madison Square Garden quickly gave way to gasps, then to outright cheers and thunderous applause. He moved through his posing routine with a confidence that radiated from deep within. As the comparisons began, Ronnie, the perceived underdog, was consistently pulled into the center, standing shoulder to shoulder with the sport's biggest names. The judges, captivated by his superior back development, razor-sharp V-taper, and overall conditioning that seemed to defy the very laws of human anatomy, made their decision. The unthinkable had happened. Ronald Dean Coleman, the humble police officer who trained in a no-frills gym, had done it. He defeated the favorites, Wheeler, Elsonbati, Levrone, and Ray to win the 1998 Mr. Olympia title and a cash prize of $110,000. It was an upset that sent shockwaves throughout the entire bodybuilding world, a true Cinderella story powered by unimaginable strength and relentless discipline. He had climbed from a 16th place finish just 6 years prior to the absolute pinnacle of the sport. The 1998 victory was not an anomaly. It was the genesis of an unprecedented reign. For the next 7 consecutive years, Ronnie Coleman would dominate the Mr. Olympia stage with an iron grip, forging a legacy that remains unmatched in its sheer consistency and astounding physical evolution. He wasn't just winning, he was evolving, pushing his physique to dimensions previously thought impossible. He was the undisputed architect of the mass monster era, taking the foundation laid by Dorian Yates and constructing a veritable skyscraper of muscle on top of it. Each year he arrived heavier, harder, and more defined, pushing the boundaries of what was humanly possible. His contest weight would fluctuate from 287 to an astonishing 300 pounds, an unfathomable amount of muscle at such extreme conditioning. In 1999, Coleman went up against one of the most iconic and toughest lineups in bodybuilding history at the IFBB English Grand Prix. He emerged victorious after defeating legends like Wheeler, Levrone, Dexter Jackson, Milos Sarcev, Nasser, and Marcus Rule, all of whom brought some of their absolute best physiques. The final trio of Coleman, Wheeler, and Levrone in that contest is still regarded as the best top 3 ever to stand on stage at the same time. Ronnie's side chest pose from this competition remains an all-time classic. Later that year, at the 1999 Mr. Olympia held at the iconic Mandalay Bay Arena in Las Vegas, he successfully defended his title. He was heavier than the previous year, at 257 pounds, yet he brought the same level of dryness and mind-blowing conditioning. Several experts and fellow IFBB pros, including Milos Sarcev, recognized this version of Coleman as his absolute best physique. Remarkably, during this period, Ronnie was still working full-time at the Arlington Police Department, a 2-time Mr. Olympia champion serving his community, a testament to his incredible dedication and humility. He also clinched the 1999 World Pro Championships, adding another trophy to his rapidly expanding. The year 2000 saw Coleman continue his perfect run, effortlessly winning the IFBB English Grand Prix and the World Pro Championships. At the 2000 Mr. Olympia, held again at the Mandalay Bay Arena in Las Vegas, he secured his 3rd consecutive title. This victory was also his 3rd consecutive time receiving perfect scores, 5 points in each of the 4 rounds during prejudging and finals, for an ultimate score of 20. Levrone emerged 2nd, Wheeler 3rd, Ray 4th, and Elsonbati 5th. With this win, Coleman became only the 6th person in history to win 3 Mr. Olympia titles in a row, joining an exclusive club that included Sergio Oliva, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, Lee Haney, and Dorian Yates. 2001 brought a new level of challenge and achievement. Coleman started the year by winning the prestigious 2001 Arnold Classic, a testament to his unparalleled conditioning at that show. In addition to the prize money, he famously won a Hummer H1. He then proceeded to win the 2001 IFBB New Zealand Grand Prix. At the 2001 Mr. Olympia, also held at the Mandalay Bay Arena, he faced a truly formidable challenge from the rapidly ascending Jay Cutler. Their rivalry would define the next several years of bodybuilding. Despite the intense competition, Ronnie successfully defended his title with a 4-point lead, winning his 4th consecutive Mr. Olympia. In doing so, Coleman made history by becoming the first person ever to win both the Mr. Olympia and the Arnold Classic in the same calendar year. A staggering achievement of simultaneous dominance. In 2002, advised by one of the judges the previous year to come in slightly leaner, Coleman attempted to adjust his strategy. Instead of his standard 12-week cutting period, he started 16 weeks prior, which, for a physique of his magnitude, resulted in a slight, almost imperceptible loss of muscle mass, particularly noticeable in his arms and legs. However, he still managed to edge out Kevin Levrone to win his 5th consecutive title in what many experts and critics describe as a very close call. Chris Cormier took 3rd, Dexter Jackson 4th, and Gunther Schlierkamp 5th. Bodyonics Pinnacle Company further celebrated his incredible 5-year run by gifting him a Cadillac Escalade. Later that year, Coleman won the 2002 IFBB Dutch Grand Prix, but notably came 2nd to Gunther Schlierkamp at the 2002 Show of Strength Pro Championships, which was the only time he was defeated during his unparalleled Mr. Olympia reign. 2003 saw Ronnie Coleman return with a vengeance, silencing any doubts. He made massive improvements to his physique, stepping onto the 2003 Mr. Olympia stage at a staggering 292 pounds on-stage weight, absolutely ripped to the bone. Jay Cutler, who had taken the previous year off to specifically prepare to dethrone the champion, described his reaction backstage. The minute Coleman took his clothes off, Cutler's mouth dropped, and he instantly knew it was game over. Kevin Levrone eloquently described it. Ronnie Coleman had reached a point where he didn't look human backstage. It looked like a silverback gorilla. It was part human, part gorilla. Dexter Jackson described him as the most dominant physique in history to ever grace a bodybuilding stage. Flex Wheeler lauded Coleman's rear double biceps and rear lat spread poses as sheer perfection from top to bottom, ranking them among the greatest ever. Olympia head judge Steve Weinberger unequivocally stated that Coleman brought a level of muscularity the world had never seen before or since. Ronnie secured a perfect score, convincingly winning his 6th title, tying his predecessor Dorian Yates as the joint 3rd most decorated Olympian in history. He also received his 2nd Cadillac Escalade courtesy of Pinnacle Supplements. Coleman concluded that year with one more show, the 2003 IFBB Russian Grand Prix, coming in even bigger than he was for the Olympia, an astonishing feat. It was another easy victory, bringing Coleman's IFBB winning tally to 20, equaling Kevin Levrone's record. At the 2004 Mr. Olympia, for the first time, the judges initiated a challenge round. This innovative format allowed the top 6 finalists to call out each other for a one-on-one pose comparison of their choice. Crucially, the overall scores after round 3 were discarded, and the standings from this new challenge round alone would decide the winner. Coleman, who came in even bigger at an astounding 296 pounds, outweighing even the massive 285-pound Marcus Rule, dominated this challenge round. He secured his 7th title, tying Arnold Schwarzenegger for the 2nd most Olympia wins and becoming the joint 2nd most decorated Olympian in history. Jay Cutler, for the 3rd time, emerged as runner-up, with Gustavo Badell securing 3rd place, followed by Jackson, Rule, and Schlarkamp. Following this win, Coleman entered a phase where he reached his heaviest ever on-stage weights. The pinnacle of his reign arrived in 2005. At the 2005 Mr. Olympia, the atmosphere was electric. Announcer Mike Adamle introduced Coleman, who was famously dressed in a medieval king's costume, with the iconic words, "On the seventh day God didn't rest. On the seventh day God created Ronnie Coleman." With these words, Coleman held off another formidable challenge from Jay Cutler, as well as Gustavo Badell, Gunther Schlierkamp, Victor Martinez, and Dennis James, in a dramatic challenge round judged by previous rivals. He won his 8th consecutive Mr. Olympia, equaling Lee Haney as the most decorated Olympian in history. As soon as he was crowned the 8-time champion, IFBB President Ben Weider stepped forward and emphatically declared that Coleman would go down in history as the greatest Mr. Olympia of all time. Ronnie won his biggest prize money for a single victory, $150,000. But such an extreme regimen, such an unrelenting pursuit of physical perfection, inevitably takes its toll. Over his unparalleled 8-year reign, and indeed throughout his entire competitive career, Ronnie pushed his body to the very brink of human endurance. He competed through injuries, often ignoring the pain signals that would sideline lesser athletes. His body, a temple of muscle and strength, was also subjected to immense cumulative stress. The relentless demands of decades of ultra-heavy lifting, extreme dieting, and constant physical output began to manifest. 2006, after securing 8 consecutive Mr. Olympia titles, Ronnie Coleman was a living legend, a phenomenon. He had equaled Lee Haney's seemingly insurmountable record. The pressure to break that record, to stand alone at the very top with an unprecedented 9 titles, was immense, almost crushing. His primary challenger, Jay Cutler, had been his runner-up for 4 consecutive years, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Cutler had spent those years meticulously refining his own physique, driven by the singular goal of dethroning the king. The 2006 Mr. Olympia was a monumental event, perhaps the most anticipated in the sport's history. Ronnie, though still unbelievably massive and powerful, showed subtle signs of the physical toll his career had exacted. He stepped on stage with the biggest upper arms he had ever displayed, over 24 inches in contest shape. However, a clearly visible lat asymmetry, a consequence of years of extreme strain, ultimately cost him that elusive 9th title. Jay Cutler, presenting arguably his best package ever, incredibly conditioned, massive, and with a refined symmetry that was undeniable, finally broke through. After years of chase, Ronnie Coleman, ever the competitor, didn't retire immediately. He attempted to reclaim his title in 2007, showing remarkable resilience to place 4th. He even made one more final appearance in 2009, placing 10th. But the reign was definitively over. The cumulative physical demands, coupled with accumulating injuries, had made it impossible for him to return to the truly superhuman form that had made him invincible for so long. He soon announced his retirement from competitive bodybuilding. His post-competitive life has been a powerful, often painful testament to his enduring spirit, but also a stark reminder of the immense cost of pushing the human body beyond its perceived limits. Ronnie has undergone more than a dozen major surgeries since 2007, primarily on his back and hips, to address the severe wear and tear from decades of extreme lifting. These complex procedures, designed to alleviate chronic pain from damaged intervertebral discs and reconstruct his joints, have cost millions of dollars. Despite often needing a wheelchair and being unable to walk unassisted due to these extensive surgical procedures, Coleman's spirit remains remarkably unbroken. He continues to train, albeit now using only light weights, a stark contrast to his lightweight baby days. He maintains an incredibly positive outlook, continues to inspire millions worldwide, and uses his platform to share his story and motivate others. He has famously stated that he has no regrets about his choices, admitting that he was determined to be the best bodybuilder he could be at any cost, even saying that, if anything, he regrets not having done even more to consolidate his legacy. His recent hospitalization on June 29, 2025, following an unspecified medical emergency, further highlights the ongoing health battles he bravely faces. Ronnie Coleman stands as a true titan of bodybuilding, a figure whose impact extends far beyond the competitive stage. His 8 Mr. Olympia titles are an undeniable testament to his unparalleled genetic gifts, his relentless work ethic, and his profound mental fortitude. He fundamentally pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible for the human physique, ushering in an era of mass and conditioning that continues to influence and inspire the sport today. His iconic training videos, meticulously documented by movie director Mitsuru Okabe, including the first training video, 1998, The Unbelievable, 2000, The Cost of Redemption, 2003, Relentless, 2006, and On the Road, became cultural phenomena. His high-pitched voice and memorable catchphrases, "Yeah, buddy," "Lightweight, baby," "Ain't nothing but a peanut," "Nothing to it but to do it," and the profound, "Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift no heavy-ass weights," became viral sensations, ingrained deeply within the global physical culture community. Ronnie's unparalleled success as a professional bodybuilder naturally led to numerous product endorsements and other career opportunities, for which he has traveled the world extensively. He was the recipient of the 2001 Admiral in the Texas Navy Certificate Award from Texas Governor Rick Perry, recognizing his outstanding achievements in bodybuilding and his promotion of physical fitness. In 2016, he was rightfully inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame, and in 2021, he was bestowed with the prestigious Arnold Schwarzenegger Lifetime Achievement Award, a testament to his enduring impact. Coleman is also a fervent supporter of the Inner City Games, a youth program co-founded by Schwarzenegger. In 2011, he launched Ronnie Coleman Signature Series, RCSS, a highly successful supplement company that provides sports nutrition and wellness products for bodybuilders and other athletes, with popular products like King Whey Protein and Yeah Buddy Pre-Workout. His incredible life and career were powerfully documented in the 2018 Netflix film Ronnie Coleman, The King, a film for which rapper Quan even created an inspired song called Flexin' on Them, Ronnie Coleman. Beyond the public persona, Ronnie Coleman is a devout Christian and a dedicated family man. After his first marriage to Rueda Christine Achkar in 2007, which ended in divorce, he found lasting love. In 2016, he married his longtime girlfriend, American personal trainer Susan Williamson. They reside in Arlington, Texas, along with their 4 daughters, a testament to his commitment to family. During his prime, Ronnie was noted for consuming around 6,000 calories a day, adhering to a strict diet of basic, clean foods like grilled chicken breasts, turkey breasts, steak, egg whites, rice, baked potatoes, and grits with cheese, eating 6 meals a day, with protein intake reaching 600 grams and varying carb intake depending on his phase. Ronald Dean Coleman stands as a monumental figure, a true titan whose dedication shaped an era. His physical statistics defy imagination, standing 5'11" inches with contest weights up to 300 pounds, a 60-inch chest, 24-inch arms, and 36-inch legs. His legendary lifts like 800-pound deadlifts and squats for 2 reps, a 500-pound bench press for 5 reps, and a 2,400-pound leg press for 8 reps showcase a strength rarely seen in a bodybuilder. He is the embodiment of pushing the boundaries, a powerful narrative of dedication, sacrifice, and the unwavering pursuit of an impossible dream. He may no longer dominate the stage, but his legacy, his indomitable spirit, and those iconic shouts will echo through the halls of bodybuilding history forever. He is, and always will be, the king.